Respected President of today's function, esteemed executives and members of the college management, and revered faculty members of different departments of this college, distinguished guests and friends, and my dear friends. I hope those who are sitting with me will give me permission to speak to you in English, because this is a farewell party given to the postgraduate students of this college, mainly in English department. So this is an opportunity for me to speak to you in English, because I've been in the same practice for a long time, and for the last 11 years I was out of tune. So it's an occasion to test myself whether I'm in the same flow or in the same current. Okay, let me once again address you as dear students. And not only just dear students, I want you to be the lovers of English language and literature, patrons of humanity and heritage, and torchbearers of civilization and culture for the coming generations. That's what the society expects of you. That's what your parents, your teachers, all around you expect from you. Not just students with high marks, as they say, A+, certificates. And I heard from the report of the principal that you have done well. You have performed so well in different fields, in sports and games and histrionics. And I'm sure that you will show the same spirit in your final examination also. I think you have done your final examination. That is how we have given the prizes for the first and second in each category. Yes, you have done well. Very good. So now you are walking out, saying goodbye to your institution, your friends and your teachers. You are going to meet new friends tomorrow. You will be in a different atmosphere, in a different setup, in a different institution, entering a different course, or some of you entering a different walk of life, especially ladies. Perhaps it's not expected of you. You continue your education or try to get employment in a better way. But wherever you are, in whatever occupation or employment you are, remember what you have learned from here. Now there is a Chinese saying. For the time being, I remember a Chinese saying and try to make it fit for this occasion. It runs like this. It's not what you eat, but what you digest that makes you healthy. It's not what you earn. It's not what you spend, but what you save that makes you rich and prosperous for the day or in future. Similarly, it's not what you read, what you write, what you learn, what you reproduce, but what you remember that makes you learned and fit for the audience or the future shocks or the future setbacks and challenges in your life. Any course in any school or college is destined to make the student fit for the society, to take up the challenges of the society and go forward. That's what I said. Whatever you have learned from here, in whichever course you are, mostly I am referring to the English students, means students of English language and literature. It doesn't mean that I have no concern for the others. I do have the same concern for everyone here. But I want those, especially the English literature course students, you remember at least a few quotations from William Shakespeare, a few lines from William Wordsworth, a few lines from any of the sonnets, Miltonic sonnets or Shakespearean sonnets, and use the import of these lines, quotations, as your message to your children, to the coming generation. It will be helpful to you in your speeches, in your contacts, in your communications. Let Shakespeare and Milton bless you. See, there are wonderful quotations which have become sayings, they have become proverbs in English language. Say, all that glitters is not gold. It is from Shakespeare, from the play The Merchant of Venice. Shakespeare actually used all that shines is not gold. And only in 16th century, this came to existence in English language. In India, this proverb has been existing from centuries. We have it in Malayalam and Tamil. Minnunnadellam ponnalla. But see, great men think alike, no? It was William Shakespeare who was thoughtful of this in England. Similarly, there are many. Sweet are the uses of adversity, spoken by the senior duke in As You Like It. And there are hundreds of, my memory doesn't support my views or my desire. I get one from Julius Caesar. Now, normally we all say in our mother tongue, വീരന് ഒരിക്കലേ മരണമുള്ളൂ, ഭീരുവിന് പലതവണ മരണമുണ്ട്. The origin of these lines is from Julius Caesar. The valiant taste death but once. The cowards die many times before their death. Caesar said when he was stopped from going to the assembly where the murder plan or the conspirators are getting ready. And one of the messengers or one of the lords came to know about it and gave a warning to Caesar. But Caesar said, I am bold, I am valiant, I don't care for what happens. It's only cowards who are afraid of death. Death is only once for a brave person, for a valiant person. And he goes forward and meets his death. He walks into his graveyard. So, there are such sayings which have come true in course of time. And as a good student of literature, some of the literary experiences, including quotations and examples, will help you in finding your way to your bright future. And hope the same memory of your subjects, whatever you have learnt here, you should find a place to apply. And where do you apply these things in your future, in your life? So, let this be my message to you. Now, I just want to remind you one more thing. We were talking about William Shakespeare now. 2 days ahead, that is 23rd April is coming. Do you know the importance of 23rd April? I am waiting for a reply. Oh, no, you are just looking at each other and no, you cannot. So, I'm not giving you trouble. I'll tell you, 23rd April is the date of birth and also the date of death of William Shakespeare. He was born on the same date and he was buried on the same date, but in different years, in the same month, on the same date. There was another person who had the same destiny. It's none but Julius Caesar himself. Julius Caesar was born and buried on the same date. People of Rome still believe that Julius Caesar has become a star. Great people, they don't die, they become stars. And they become torchbearers for the future generation. So the importance of April 23rd. It has got another 2 significances. Okay, I started with this, so I finish it. It is the date of birth of William Wordsworth also. Two great people, two great writers of the same nation, same country, had the greatness having the same date of birth. Now, going to the history of Spain, the greatest writer of Spain, Shakespeare was born in 16th century, and in 17th century, the greatest Spanish writer was born, and he died on the same date, 23rd April. It's none but Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote, or Don Quixote, or Don Quixote in English, the greatest classic of satire. And Cervantes is still considered the greatest writer of Europe. So the Spanish people thought it fit to celebrate or observe, not celebrate, 23rd April as a day for book reading. And it was the Spanish people who started this, and later, after 90 years, not exactly 90 years, I mean the year, 1991, the UNESCO took up this date and declared it's the World Book Reading Day. The World Book Day. Even in India it was observed as Reading Day and World Book Day. So it's coming. So being students of literature, you can be proud of this day. It coincides with the date of birth of three great people whose literary contributions have enriched the world literature. Now, take this message, take the words and quotations and wonderful sayings, wonderful incidents, and gain strength from all these things. Make use of these words and the import, the message of these words in your life. Pass it on to the next generation. And may God bless you. May God take you in the right direction. And let there be stars shining in your path ahead. Let there be light and brightness everywhere. I wish you good luck. Go ahead and be happy and make others happy. Thank you for this opportunity.